Alright, I'm going to get started about a minute early. And today is going to be quite interesting, because this is an ending I have never gotten. I checked, I don't have the achievement. So this should be very interesting. This will include content that I've never seen. I mean, I vaguely know how it goes, because, I know a lot about this game, actually. Which sounds like bragging, but it's true. Whoa. Back to the title. I was looking at the checklists earlier of the epilogues and such. Okay. So, I think I'm just gonna get started, given that the game starts out much the same every single time. So, already his face is making me angry because he's so useless. Okay. We're almost home. Your room is just the way you left it. Elodie is very sad, as always. I know it's hard to leave your school and all your friends, but I've arranged the best possible tutors for every subject. You'll have to work hard this year to prepare yourself before your 15th birthday, but I know you can do it. You'll learn quickly and you'll make a wonderful queen. It's what your mother would have wanted. This is not what Mother would have wanted. She wouldn't have wanted to die and leave me. No, she wouldn't. But sometimes bad things happen. We have to pick up and carry on. All of Nova depends on us. On you. I will be here to guide you until your coronation, but the decisions you make are ultimately up to you. Oh, if only. If only Jocelyn actually guided us instead of letting us do whatever we want and not giving us all the information that we need. If only. I'm so angry. I hate him so much, honestly. I mean, in the last ending, I freaking fried him alive, and I don't like to kill Jocelyn. I don't like that. But, still kind of sucked. I mean, it sucked killing him. But I can't say I was exactly sorry that he was gone. Anyways. Come, your maids are waiting. And I've played this before. Oh, how have I played this before? I think this is my 4th week in a row just streaming it. Yeah. Wow, it's been a month already. Now, there have been some updates to the game since this was written, I'm fairly certain. So I'm not sure if it will actually work. Either way, I'm still gonna get something I didn't have before. So that's something. Okay, so for the first week, we are going to learn economics. Oh, please tell me we're doing this. What? I wonder what we're doing this for. Oh, probably to become a lumen. That's probably what it is. And maybe also possibly to do the, I'm waving my hand in the air, the printing press. Yeah. So, we're learning 2 classes of accounting this first week. Brushing up on basic mathematics, studying manipulation, etc., etc. Okay. What's all that noise outside? Who's here? Oh, it's my cousins and my aunt and uncle. Darling, we were so terribly sorry to hear about your mother Fidelia. Thank you. You look well, niece. Hi, Elodie. Hi, Lottie. I haven't seen you in ages. Will you be staying long? Yep, Mummy said we'd be here all month. Maybe we'll have some time to talk later. And we're going to go visit Charlotte right now. I love this room. It's so much bigger than mine back home. You should visit more often. It's awful that the only time I get to see you is something like this. I know your brother and sister are still too young, but why haven't you come to school? Mother worries about me. She doesn't think anywhere but home is safe. I understand. I'm probably not going to be allowed to visit this castle or to leave this castle until my birthday. Wow, how did I have that brain glitch? Wow. Anyways, but at least we can have fun together here. And Elodie is afraid now, and we're going to just do some more accounting. Which puts us up past 40, which makes me think that's probably the most important skill we're going to have. Okay. What's that commotion outside? Father, what's going on? I have come to pay my respects in honor of your mother. You have no respect or honor. It's because of you and your powers that my wife is dead. What? I am a lumen, as was she, and like every lumen, I am willing to give my life if necessary to protect our domain. Your line has been traitors for 200 years. I won't have you corrupting my daughter. That is for the crown princess to decide. Elodie, your mother trusted me, and I have much to teach you. We're going to let her stay. I want to hear what she has to say. She stays. As you wish. And we're promptly going to go visit her. What is it you wanted to teach me? First, I need to know if you have your mother's crystal. What crystal? The source of power for any lumen is a particular magical crystal. Once you've bonded with it, it becomes a part of you as long as you live. The royal crystal has been passed down from ruler to ruler for generations. It belongs to you now, except that the king may be keeping it from you. Do you have a crystal? Of course. She holds out her hands. Light flickers above her bosom, and then, with a shower of sparkles, something takes shape. You reach out to touch it, and it dissolves away into nothing. Oh. It belongs to me. No one can take it from me until I die. You need to find the crystal that belongs to you. So, naturally, we're doing the lumen route. Well, not necessarily naturally. My favorite route involves not becoming a lumen. Yeah. So it's week 3 now, and so we're going to start working on trade, which will serve us very well, since we do need to get up past 50 in all the skills. I know what I'm talking about, I swear. I need to get all the skills up past 25 so I can get accounting past 50, which, with the tuxedo outfit that we unlock for getting the skills up past 25, we'll be able to get into the treasury and get the lumen crystal, which will be helpful. I'm going to take a quick drink of water. He loves me not. Lottie, do you have a boyfriend? Not really. I just like to play with the flowers. All of a sudden, the Duchess of Ursul rushes into the garden and points a sword at you. No, not at you. At your feet? Princess, don't move. You're gonna look down. You look down where her sword is pointing. There's a snake in the grass. You can't help it. You squeak and jump back. The snake tenses and prepares to strike. No! Your cousin pushes you aside, and the snake's fangs sink into her leg. Lottie! Too late, Juliana swings her sword and cuts off the snake's head. What is going on out here? Your daughter's been bitten by a milk viper. They're poisonous. Get an herbalist right away. I will treat my daughter. I certainly can't trust anyone here to keep her safe. I'm sorry. I don't feel good. We will be returning home to Merva immediately. Your aunt has a point. Milk vipers are not native to this area. That snake should never have been here. Someone may have tried to kill you. Will Charlotte be okay? I don't know. So that was fun. And we're gonna visit Juliana again. How do I find my lumen crystal? Your father probably knows what happened to it. What if he destroyed it? They can't be destroyed. He could throw it away, but then someone else might find it. No, he'll keep it safe. But if it's mine, it won't matter if someone else found it. It's attuned to you, but you haven't bonded with it yet. If it's found a compatible host, someone who is like you in some way, it could bond to them. Which is good to know, I suppose. Alright, since it is week 4 now, we're going to do the double production classes. And this should go straight up over 25. Yeah. Okay. The castle seems quieter with Charlotte and Emery and Zara and their parents gone. It's certainly not empty, though. It seems like we get more servants every day. I was so worried about Charlotte after that snake bit her, but her mother said she's okay, so I guess it turned out all right. Maybe she has a guardian angel. Oh, Elodie. I love her, but Elodie, no. Now we're gonna go talk to Jocelyn. Yay. Dad, what happened to Mom's lumen crystal? It's in a safe place. Can I have it? No. But it's mine. Meddling with magic killed your mother. I don't want that to happen to you. Once you're crowned queen, I can't stop you from doing anything you want, but for now, you are still a child. Okay, either she's queen or she's a child. You cannot have both, Jocelyn. Either treat her like a queen and give her the information she'll need to be a good one, or treat her like a child and don't let her make the decisions. Pick one. Okay, that's probably not the last rant we're gonna have, but, you know, he fills me with so much anger. Anyways, that was all there was to that conversation. Okay. Right, week 5. Trade and accounting. Okay. And with that, yeah, we have a new outfit. Oh no. Oh no. Please no. I hate this part. One of the maids approaches for your attention. My lady, couriers have arrived from the Duke of Sedna. We have a Duke of Sedna? No, my lady, the Duchy of Sedna is in Talaise. They have brought you a letter and a gift. Condolences on the death of, deeply regret, best wishes. Oh, what a beautiful necklace! Something sparkly will make me feel better. No. I'll go visit Juliana again. My father says I can't have the crystal until I'm queen, so we'll just have to wait. There may not be time to wait. This world is filled with dangers, and you will need the powers of Illumin to fight them. You cannot begin training until you've bonded with your crystal. Well, what else am I supposed to do about it? The crystal is probably held under guard in the royal treasury. You are the princess. You should be able to find a way inside. Otherwise, we might have to take drastic action. I'll try to find a way. Alright, I will try to get into the treasury. And we're afraid. As always. And we get the tuxedo outfit, which is very cute. Admittedly, though, I'm getting a little tired of looking at it, as it is the only thing we ever wear. Right, trade and production. This is probably for the check with the thing, the printing press. Although, just with trade skill, now we have enough for it, because they just have to total up to 50 in total. Wait. Ah. Nothing really important there. Okay. As you are walking, you spot a familiar figure in the palace gardens. It's the Duchess of Ursul. Maybe I should go and say hello. Then you notice that seated beside her is a woman in the robes of a priestess. They are seated very close together, their hands gently touching as they speak. Looks like she's busy. You turn and walk in a different direction so as not to disturb them. At that moment, you notice something unusual. It looks like someone just left the palace grounds by going over the hedge. Was that a servant, a thief, or an assassin? We're going to run and hide. You run back to the safety of your stone tower. Better safe than sorry. Now we're going to the treasury. You overwhelm the guards with facts and figures, explaining that you need treasury access to adjust the royal budget, which may affect their pay packets as well as the taxes assessed on their friends and family. They stand aside. The glitter is dazzling, but some sixth sense draws you towards one little locked box in particular. This is what you need. This is the crystal that will make you Illumin. You tuck the box into your pocket. You can show it to your mentor later and get instructions on what to do next. Yay, we have the crystal! In pretty much record time, too. Like, I don't think it's actually possible to get it before week 6. Okay, so for week 7, more trade and production. Okay. Wow. We have a lot of skill in this stuff now. Going to have another drink of water. Okay. As you are walking up the stairs, a maid comes running down holding a towering pile of linen. Before you can react, she barrels into you, sending you and the sheets flying. Oh, my lady, I'm so sorry. No, it was my fault. I should have gotten out of your way. If you say so, my lady. Well, at least we didn't flog her like we did in the last very cruel playthrough. I mean, This one's not exactly a nice playthrough either, but at least we are not hurting her for no good reason. Okay. So now we go visit Juliana. I got it! What do I do now? Pick up the crystal with your bare hands, press it against your chest, over your heart, and say, illuminate. Excuse me. Right. I wonder what happens if you don't do it here. One of these days I'm gonna find that out. Anyways, do it. Okay, here we go. Illuminate. Now we have the magical girl sequence, of course. You feel dizzy, both larger and lighter than you were before. The crystal has disappeared from view, but you know where it is. Wow. The priestess here is a friend of mine. I will come to your lessons in the faith and train you to use your powers. And now we start learning how to be a lumen. Which is fun. I like being a lumen. Alright, sense magic. Straight up to 30 skill in it. So that's neat. There's a man here to see you. He wishes crowdfunding for a project of his. Remember, the treasury is not unlimited. If you choose to invest, you will have less money to work with later. Your Royal Highness, I have a plan to print books using metal letters which can be moved and reused. I need to borrow 875 lassie to assemble the metal and a factory to mold and cast the type. With this system, we will be able to create new books in a fraction of the time it takes now and make copies to send all over the world. If it really works, that could be a very important invention. We would be happy to invest in your venture. Yes! I love investing in that because I love books and it just makes me happy. And we're going to sneak out. We're going to do a lot of sneaking out, I feel. Okay, so we're still willful. And we're going to do some resist magic. Yeah. That's interesting. You gain innate resistance to light and dark. You can now see in the blackest caves or stare into the sun without going blind. That's interesting. Your Highness, my sympathies for your loss. Even after all these years, I sometimes forget that my own mother will never be coming back. Thank you. However, I must call for your aid. The Ixionite occupation of the country of Imbrium has gone on for too long. Now is the time to push back. I know there's been some problems with Ixion, but I don't know the details. I guess they're occupying Southern Marie. I don't know anything about the military. I don't want to fight. There must be a peaceful way to settle this. I will send for diplomats from Ixion and try to come to some arrangement. Thank you, Your Highness. Your Highness, if I may ask, that necklace you're wearing, where did it come from? It was a gift from the Duke of Sedna. Then you have made arrangements with him? What sort of arrangements? Your Highness, that is a courting gift. The man wishes to gain your hand in marriage. Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, and then we sneak out again. And so we keep the willful face. Yay! And now we go down and do some wield magic, and we unlock the god-awful magical girl outfit. But I don't have to wear it yet, so I'm certainly not going to. The representative from Ixion is here. Be careful. No one wants to give up prizes that they have won. You have the full support of my sister and yourself, Your Highness. You have the full support of my sister and myself, Your Highness. Let's get this over with. Your Royal Highness, thank you for granting me this audience. I'm sure that we can come to an amicable agreement. Let bygones be bygones, no? We will forget about your unprovoked attacks on us, and you will transfer the rights to this little province. We can be good neighbors again, without any lives being lost. And we're going to offer him money. This is not acceptable. Or, that is not acceptable. All the land north of the river belongs to us. We are willing to offer some payment in exchange for the inconvenience you have suffered, but nothing more. I believe we could settle the matter for 8,000 golden lassie. That's more than all of Marie pays in taxes in a year. It's far too much. You and I both know that's more than the land is worth. 4,000 lassie is more than generous. Then we accept your generosity. Whew, at least that's over with. we're going to go attend services, so we're not afraid. Or, so we're getting rid of the afraid thing. I'm not putting that outfit on yet. I don't have to, so I'm not going to. Do I have to put it on anytime soon? Doesn't look like it. So that's good at least. Okay. So. I probably should, but I'm not going to because I really, really hate that outfit. Sense magic. Oh, next week is going to be interesting. Okay. There are reports that a Keithong has been sighted leaving the old forest. What's a Keithong? A beast with the body of an enormous golden cat, a sharp beak, and spikes on its back. Eek! Several disappearances in southern Coloris are already thought to be the work of this creature. What do we do? Should we send hunters? The traditional policy on stray beasts is to hope that they return to the forest and stay there. Hunters are no match for such creatures. You would only make it angry and waste more lives. So, we just let it eat people? Everyone dies in the end. Yeah. Well done there, Jocelyn. Also, there is a letter for you. Talaris, the Duke of Sedna, will be arriving next week for an official visit. Next week is going to be interesting. We're going to go attend services again. And we're just going to keep going with the stuff. Well, actually, no, it's not double classes this week. It's a sense magic and a resist magic. Okay. Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm reading that right. Whoa. We're almost maxed out on sense magic. That's cool. Not doing nearly as well on resist magic, though. Hi, Talarist. Ah, Your Highness, what a pleasure it is to meet you in person at last. Your description did not do you justice. She giggles. I don't know how to deal with handsome older men paying me compliments. Please no. I was so pleased to hear that you had accepted my humble offering, a jewel for a jewel, but you are the more precious. I hope this is only the beginning of a mutually beneficial relationship. A union between us would bring stability to both our peoples. He really does want to marry me. I would be honored. Elodie! Your Grace, are you not aware that my daughter is only 14 summers? It's my decision. A betrothal only, of course. There is no need for hurry. You have your coronation to plan for after all. If I may be of service in any way, please send for me. I would be happy to offer my protection or advice. Oh, that face. He's so mad. While I don't particularly enjoy marrying Elodie off to the much older ones, it's still a thing. Okay, and we're attending services again. Okay. And we're doing 2 in wield magic. I really feel like I should be wearing the magical girl outfit, but it doesn't say to put it on. But given that I often mess up on this, I am unsure. But for now, I'm just gonna go with what I have written down. Oh, this is gonna be fun. You are requested to stand in judgment. A woman has been convicted of attempted murder and requests the mercy of the crown. Your Highness, the slattern dares to beg pardon when she admits that she tried to poison my sister under her own roof. Which sister? Corisandi, the Duchess of Mead. Is she all right? She is unharmed. We caught the culprit in the kitchens before anyone could eat her foul spew. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? It's justice it is. Them devils killed me brother and broke me mom's heart. Lied to her, they did, when she went to see why he'd not come back. Said he'd gone for a soldier when he never would. You weren't the only one, neither. I waited 10 years for my chance to get my own back. That's justice. You see, she's completely unrepentant. Hang her and be done with it. I don't know what this is all about. Either way, murder is a serious crime, but And we're going to execute her. As she is clearly guilty, her life is forfeit. She will be hanged in public as a deterrent to other criminals. You'll not have me. All of a sudden, she breaks loose from her guards and rushes at you. In your court dress, you are unarmed. You grope for a weapon and find only a heavy golden ornament which you hurl in her direction. Your missile flies wide of its mark. Before you have a chance to do anything else, your personal guards step into action, cutting the woman down before she can endanger you. Her lifeless body lies bleeding on your carpet. Get that out of here. Put it on display so that everyone sees what happens to criminals. And we're gonna go visit Juliana. Psst, I need to talk to you. What is it? That priestess, Celine. She's a lumen. I can sense it. I know. What do you mean, you know? If you knew that, why didn't you tell me? You didn't need to know. Your job is managing the domain. Some of us have other duties. Our missions have been passed down for centuries, little princess. We are here to train you. You don't need to know any more than that. And we're just gonna let it go. Right. What's our mood looking like anyway? Huh, well, that's interesting. Okay. Week 14 is 2 in resist magic. Cool. Yay, we've maxed the first lumen skill. Gonna drink of water. As you are walking one day in the gardens, you hear a strange sound and look up to see an owl flying overhead. A single dry leaf flutters in its talons. That's funny, I thought owls were nocturnal. I guess I was wrong. When you return to the castle, your father is waiting for you. There is a woman here to see you. She wishes... Blah, blah. There is a woman here to see you. She wishes crowdfunding for a project. Thank you for seeing me, Your Royal Highness. I come to you on behalf of the people. I wish to build a hospital where any citizen afflicted with disease can be brought for treatment. Putting all the sick people together, wouldn't that make them die even faster? We are not interested. I wish you could actually ask questions about these things. That would make me very happy, but you can't. And we're staying willful. We do 1 in sense magic and 1 in wield magic, and then I believe we'll be done learning all the lumen skills. Yeah, that's cool. Remember that the Festival of the Good Lady is approaching. There will be public celebrations for the commoners, grand galas, and followed by a grand gala for the nobility. I can talk, I can read. A grand ball. There will be dancing. As queen, you would be expected to lead the procession and take part in a ceremonial planting, possibly giving a speech. However, since you are not yet crowned, it is not required, and it may not be safe to expose you to the public. What do you mean, not safe? Outside of the castle, you are less well protected. If anyone means you harm, think on it now, decide later. Will the Duke of Sedna attend the gala? It is a traditional Nova event. Inviting your fiancé might be seen as a statement. Doesn't say anything about this. 1 second. What's this guide called? Yeah. It's a very important thing to check, you know, is to know what you're doing and all that. I feel like a right fool for not checking this sooner. And this seems to happen a lot lately. I'm not very good at checking this. Okay, week 15. It doesn't say. In that case, I'm just not gonna do it. Maybe some other time. Word has come from the factory for books that you funded. They have assembled enough equipment to begin printing test pamphlets. As the royal sponsor, it is your right to decide the content of the first printing. What I want them to print is a memorial for my mother. How beautiful she was, and strong and noble and wise. I don't want anyone to forget her. That's very thoughtful of you. For a moment, he blinks repeatedly and does not speak. There's a letter for you as well. It's from Briony. I went to school with her, but she's a couple years older than me. Her mother is the Duchess of Mead. Oh, holy hell, a lot happens in this week. She's complaining that her mother still won't let her come home for the holidays. Apparently, her Uncle Kevin has been acting strangely lately and shouting at shadows. She's bored and looking for an adventure. Well, I don't have any to suggest to her. We're going to visit the tomb. I really... Is there anything else? Okay, I'm just checking. Alright. Okay. Things are making sense. I had to double check things. Because that's a good thing to do. Alright. And I'm gonna save now. Hey. Those initials seem to come up a lot. Anyways. Save. I'm just so concerned about all of this. I don't want it to go wrong. And now we get to start learning intrigue, which is fun. It's one of my favorite categories, actually. Double internal affairs. Which is actually really important to learn. Okay. Today is the procession and planting for the festival of the Good Lady. Will you be leading the parade? If you have any concerns about your safety, please stay here. The people will recover from disappointment. If we lose you, there is no recovery. No, I guess I'd rather stay here. You watch the procession from your tower window, feeling safe but lonely. Suddenly, you hear someone moving around in your room. You turn in surprise, but it's only a maid. My lady, what are you? Should you not be in the procession? Skipping a major festival. Is everyone wondering about me? I can't go outside. There might be assassins. Oh. Talking to Alice is always so awkward. 10 court. Alrighty. So we did one thing of internal affairs. Okay. I like expression classes too. And we're learning about instruments. So, glockenspiel, recorder, and more with the recorder. Okay. Nothing overly fancy there. Okay. Are you ready for the grand ball? All the nobles in the domain are here to see you, to see their queen. Understandably nervous. You finish dressing and descend the stairs to make a grand entrance. All around, the rich and powerful pause in their activities to gaze upon you, the ruler of them all. Seeing yourself reflected in so many eyes makes you want to run away and hide. After a moment, you force yourself to carry on, but you're sure they've all seen you hesitate. Your father waits for you at the bottom of the stairs and offers you his arm. The first dance is for us. He guides you gently around the dance floor, never rushing you. It's fun to dance with your father, but the look in his eyes is so sad. After this, you must choose your own partner. What is happening here? I'm so confused. Okay. Just making sure that I have everything in order is very difficult to do when you have a habit of maybe not copying everything correctly, but in this case, I did. Alright, anyways. After this, you must choose your own partner. There are a number of men who hope to catch your eye. The Duke of Kigal alone has brought 3 eligible sons, all near your age. But I'm already betrothed to the Duke of Sedna. That does not bar you from dancing. Refuse. No, I don't want the Duke of Sedna to think badly of me. I will skip the dancing. Very well. Between the dances, there is time for the guests to mingle, chat, and sample tiny bites of exquisite food. During a lull in the music, Banyan, the Duke of Marie, taps an elegant fingernail against a wine glass, letting the clear note ring out through the room. if I might have your attention. I believe we should offer our compliments to our lovely hostess. Her words of wisdom guide us through our difficulties. Everyone applauds politely. As the gala continues, you take the opportunity to observe nobles that you rarely see. There's Gwenelle, for instance, the young lady of Sudbury, only months older than you and due to finally inherit control of her duchy soon. Or Adele, the youngest daughter of the Duchess of Lila and a fierce sportswoman. She's a few years ahead of you at school and the absolute terror of the ball fields. No Briony. She had said that her parents were leaving her stuck at school this season. Her parents are here dancing together, the Duke Consort clutching his Duchess possessively tight. Strange that there's no sign of your cousins, though. Shouldn't they be here? Your aunt and uncle are here, of course. It would be scandalous if they hadn't come, Merva being so close by. There's something itching at your senses, something familiar. Then it hits you. Aunt Lucille is a lumen! But we're gonna let it go. Best not to raise the issue now, with so many people around. Perhaps some other time. It's nice to be able to enjoy time with friends and family, isn't it? And we're gonna visit the tomb. And we're afraid again. Okay, voice. Oh boy. You wander downstairs to visit your father and talk about the latest events in the domain. You're moving with such enthusiasm that you don't realize your father isn't alone until it's too late to avoid him and his companion. You are too kind, Jocelyn. Countess Siren, not a member of your circles. She's a bit more than a decade your senior, far too old to have ever been your friend, and yet not at all old as noble women go. She has 2 minor titles, no husband, and your father's arm in her grasp. How dare she make a move on your father? Shame her with silent scorn. You meet her eyes and imagine your mother's disapproving presence behind you. She notices your stare, but only smiles at you ever so sweetly. Darling Elodie, I hope you have been well. Fine. Perhaps we'll be seeing more of each other in the future. She gives a little wave and exits. When she's gone, you raise an eyebrow at your father. This is the path that you have set us on. What do you mean? Your acts have made everyone think about preparations for the future. Colores needs an heir. My brother, your Uncle Armand, is looking for a wife as well. One of us, at least, must produce more children. But, Mama, nothing can ever replace your mother, but we all have to do things that we don't want to. Thanks, Jocelyn. You should be careful how you deal with people like Siren. You need the goodwill of your nobles as well as your commoners. There haven't been any problems so far. As queen, you must be aware of everything around you. I am paying attention to what's around me. You should tell her about the agents, but you can't. Ugh. Visit the tomb. So we're depressed again. Tomb and decoration. I really don't care about the decoration skill, but it's necessary. It is the time of the year to decide any necessary adjustments to the royal budget. The majority of the money we receive is already spoken for, but there is always some room for discretion. Based on the records and notes of current expenditures, if you maintain the current rate of tax, you will still have 5,120 gold lassie and 23 silver lassie available for special projects. A little trade disruption shouldn't need more than 100 lassie to sort out, at least temporarily. We're going to raise them. We need more money. Raise the taxes a bit. If we adjust this and this here, most people won't even notice the difference. Only the ones who can afford it will pay more. As you wish. Spending a lot of time in the tomb. Okay. To and voice. This is my favorite of the skills. Mostly because I am oh so very partial to, you know, singing. You are requested to stand in judgment. A man has been convicted of the murder by strangling of his wife. He does not deny the act, but requests a pardon that he might be set free. If you admit you killed your wife, why do you think I'm going to set you free? Save me, your majesty, wasn't my fault. Demons made me do it. Everyone knows the power of the magical beasties. They used me, they twisted my fingers into chains. My wife found me screaming, she tried to shake me, and the chains wrapped around her. I need the priestesses to bless me and make me clean again. Demons? This man is a lumen. Where did he get his crystal? It was a demon's magic that killed your wife, not your own magic? So you know what I am. He throws out his hands, and his fingertips elongate into floating strings of gold. And, of course, he screams, "Die!" very melodramatically. You know, as the bad guys must do. The golden chains slash at you like whips. With so much warning, of course, it is easy for you to resist. His attack bounces harmlessly off your shields, the chains flying back in the direction from which they came, where they find an easier target. Before your eyes, the renegade lumen is choked to death by his own powers. After a moment, an orange crystal materializes next to his body. I guess I'll have to take that for safekeeping. Indeed you will. And we're gonna go sneak out. I wanna wear the toga so bad. It's my favorite outfit. Do I ever change outfits in this? It doesn't say. I don't think I have to keep wearing this outfit though. There's no more accounting checks. I really want to keep this outfit, but I really want to put the toga on because it's my favorite, but I'm not going to. Okay. I needed that moment. Just to, yeah. Okay, instrument. We're actually gonna get an agent this time. I believe. Yeah, we are. Okay. It's week 21. So yeah, we were supposed to do instrument. Okay. My lady, there's a letter for you. Who sent this? It isn't signed. It appears to be a poem describing you in a manner that is entirely inappropriate for a queen. I what? With a squid? That's hilarious. That's actually pretty funny. Just then, an incredibly unlucky breeze swirls between the windows of your tower bedroom, tugging the paper out of your hands and off into the sky. You stick your head out of the window to discover the poem caught and fluttering on the roof nearby. You can almost reach it. What's the worst that can happen? Or, what's the worst that can happen? Which is a cursed phrase, quite frankly, but in this case, not much. It blows off and someone reads it and laughs at you? That's better than breaking your neck. Besides, if you're lucky, it will rain and wash the words away. We're gonna go visit Juliana. If you attack an enemy lumen and you win, and they leave behind a crystal, is it possible to combine that crystal with mine to make it stronger? Each lumen can hold only one crystal. The only way to combine their magic is if a living wielder chooses to join its power to another. Oh. So I should destroy other crystals to stop anyone from using them against me. That is the traditional policy, but it is a lie. Lumen crystals cannot be destroyed. Rulers claim otherwise to discourage thieves from seeking dangerous treasures. What am I supposed to do with the crystal then? Guard it, or hide it, or give it into other hands to wield. But if the last holder of the crystal was an enemy, the resonance of the crystal will work against you. You will be turned to a personality attuned to a personality as foolish or violent or scheming as the lumen you defeated. So anyone taking the crystal would probably become a new enemy. That's useless. A weak-willed candidate might be acceptable to the crystal and yet still controllable. You can then steer the lumen away from dangerous paths, making an ally and changing the crystal's resonance. It is, however, a dangerous endeavor and one that requires your complete attention. Not really a project that I can work on while I'm still so busy studying for my coronation. Well, it's only one crystal. That's not too much trouble. And 2 more invoice. I should save again soon. I regret to inform you that Fabian, the Earl of Titan and Duke Regent of Elath, has passed away. This isn't really a surprise. He was pretty old. The problem is the political implications. With the control of Elath in doubt, it falls to the crown to make decisions. Young Lord Adair will not reach his 15th birthday for over 2 years. He requires a regent. His stepmother, Eris, the Duchess of Lila, has petitioned that the boy be left in her care. This would, however, leave her in personal control of 2 neighboring duchies, which is generally forbidden. Almost the entire eastern border. I don't know anything really bad about her, though. The boy does have a living grandfather, the Earl of Ishtar, or you might appoint an unrelated noble to act in his stead. Adair must be upset enough without us taking away from his home. Leave him with his stepmother, as you wish. I'm going to go attend service. And I want to check something really quick. Okay. I just had to double check because I had read something about when I was double checking about inviting Talarist. I had read something else and I wanted to double check it because that's coming up very soon. And it was a slight change. Just a weekend activity. Anyways, it's week 23. We're doing 2 more in instrument and this should max it out. Oh my god, look at that. 99. Oh, that is such a waste of a single lesson. Oh, that kills me. Oh well. Let me take another sip of water. There is a woman here to see you. She is a musician and wishes crown patronage, which means money. Your Royal Highness, if you accept me as a member of your court, I will immortalize you in word and song. I'd rather leave that cup over there. I set it on the wrong side of my desk. Anyways. I've dabbled in musical styles from many countries and can entertain your guests and lighten your evenings. I wonder if she also writes naughty poetry. Musicians are often used as secret agents and messengers. They can be useful and dangerous. The musician sings a little ditty to demonstrate her skills with the lute. It's okay, but nothing special. That might mean she has other talents. You are familiar with the traditions of many locations, yes? Can you also perform accents? That I can. What about juggling? And keep a set of dangers in the air? Interesting. I look forward to all you have to tell me. We'll have to talk privately to see how much she knows, but I think she may be useful. So we have our own agent, which makes me very happy. Okay, so we're clearing out the depressed moodlet. I keep calling it moodlets, and I haven't even played Sims in like 2 weeks. Alright, faith. 2 in divination. Okay. You receive a letter from your Lord Adair. It's a bit messy and hard to read, but he seems to be thanking you for letting him stay with the family he knows. Excuse me. Tend service. Yep, that's right. We keep bouncing all over the place here. Why do we need the 2 in different... Oh, I know why. I think. Alright, anyways, decoration. Okay. Staring up into the sky out your window, you notice a strange flash of light. Okay, what the hell was that divination for then if we still fail? A falling star. Pretty. I'm confused. It's a tense service. So we're still depressed, which is what we should be for the bonus here. 1 in decoration to max that out, and 1 in voice to max that out. Ta-da! Yay! We're fully maxed out in that. What a beautiful day. It's nice to stop and breathe sometimes. And now we go sneak out, right? Yeah. And now, week 27, we start military stuff. It's 2 in strategy. Wait, is there anything interesting here? No, there's not. My lady, there are letters for you. Another letter from Brienne. Why does she keep writing me? We were never even friends. She says she's bored and lonely, and she's looking forward to seeing me at Gwenelle's birthday party. That's right, Gwenelle's about to turn 15. She'll be Duchess of Sudbury for real now. This other letter must be my invitation to her birthday celebration next week. Gwenelle and I were friends at school, and this will be a big event, but it's also a long way to travel. A lot of things can happen on the road. I'd better stay here. Then we sneak out again. Probably to remain willful for that stuff. Stuff and things. Naval strategy. All of my friends are at Gwenelle's party and I didn't get to go. I sent Gwenelle a letter saying I couldn't come, but it was her mother, the Countess, who replied. I think she's insulted that I didn't consider the event important enough to attend. Attend service. And 2 in logistics. Yeah. And we have the new outfit. Another outfit that I really like. Alright, the Duchess of Lila has sent you a gift. What's this? It's a cushion, finely embroidered with the design of a running horse. It's well done, and clearly required hours and hours of needlework, but it's also fairly useless. That's nice, I guess. Would you like to have it? But the Duchess sent the pillow to you. I don't care about her. I'm sorry, my lady. I can't accept your gift. It would not be appropriate. Why does everyone care so much about what's appropriate? Oh, that's interesting. Attend service. So we're still willful. Yay! I love this outfit. Look at it. And on that note, look at this one too. I want to stay in these outfits, but I can't. I mean, it doesn't say to... I'm suffering. I want to wear the outfits I like more than the tuxedo. The only thing I like about the tuxedo is her cute little hair bows. I mean, it doesn't say. And it told me to put the tuxedo on, but it never tells me to change the outfit to anything else, so I don't know if I should keep the tuxedo on or what. Oh, whatever. Oh, no. No. I didn't even think about that. I got distracted. Okay, back to the tuxedo. Classes. What are we doing? It's week 30. Yeah, naval strategy. That's what we want. The Duchess of Mead is here to see you, my lady. Hello, Elodie. I'm sorry to trouble you, but have you seen Brienne? No, not since I left school. She shakes her head. She's gone missing. She's not at school where she should be. I know she was unhappy, but I never expected. She wrote me a letter saying that she was bored and looking for adventure, but that's all I know. Oh dear. I hope she hasn't done anything too foolish. My poor little lamb. I have to go look for her. You're a little late for that. It said to attend service, but I can't do that. But the thing I read said that in the spots where you can't do that, visit the tomb instead. So, I'll do that. Alright. And 2 in straight up strategy. And this is another good time to save. Just to be safe. Okay. 2 in strategy. And I can visit the barracks now. As you are walking through the great hall, a freak gust of wind suddenly blows out all the candles in the room. How strange. There must be an open window somewhere. Why did I have those 2 classes in divination if they're not gonna do anything for me? I don't understand. But I can attend services again, so I'll go do that. Week 32. There's more in logistics. Whoa. We have learned many things. Things have been so unsettled lately. Everyone's on edge. We need something cheerful. You could hold a tournament. What a good idea! Knights, jousting, musicians, all sorts of competitions. Everyone loves a contest. What will you offer as prizes to the winners? A purse of gold for the champions. Very well, I will draft the announcements. You leave him to his work. As you move through the hall, your eye falls upon a vase of flowers. pretty, but apparently not getting enough water. The leaves on one blossom have shriveled. That spoils the whole display. You pick off the dead leaves and adjust the floral arrangement, muttering under your breath about blind butlers. There, that's so much better. You continue up the stairs to your room, where a maid is waiting for you. My lady, a gift has arrived for you from Kigal. From the Duke? No, my lady, a merchant house, I believe. It was sent with a shipment down the Kavala River. You tear open the brightly colored paper to find chocolates! Chocolate producers in Kigal usually ship goods down the Napo River through Ursul, not straight to the capital. This merchant house probably specializes in something else and only traded for the chocolate. There's a little card with the box. With our compliments, the House of Krella. Save it for later. I don't feel like candy right now. Maybe later. And I will have some more water, because I brought 2 cups this time. I had foresight this time. And it is probably the only time I will ever remember to do so. Okay. And this time I go to the tomb again. It's week 33. So 1 in strategy and 1 in naval strategy. Okay. So we've maxed this. We maxed that. This is the week of the general tournament. Nobles and commoners alike have turned out to compete against each other. The people will be pleased if you participate in their games. However, it would expose you to danger. What event do you wish to take part in? Music. You take your place in line for the bardic contest. When your turn comes, you take your seat at a beautiful wooden harp and let the notes fall like rain. Your voice weaves a spell of love and loss over the crowd. After such a performance, the judges cannot help but name you the champion. All the winners are announced and displayed to great cheers. As near queen, you place flower garlands around their necks. All of a sudden, a man approaches the winner's platform. It's Kevin, the Earl of Io. In one hand, he carries an armored gauntlet, in the other, a sword. My family's blood is on your hands. What is he talking about? He casts the metal glove to the ground with a clatter and raises his sword, pointing it at you. I challenge you, Elodie. A life for a life. He's challenging you to a duel? Doesn't he know you could burn him to a crisp just by waving your hand? Without a further word, you direct the full force of your magical wrath at the Earl of Io. There is a horrible scream and the smell of burning flesh. I decline. Kevin's sword falls to the ground beside his gauntlet. He won't be needing either anymore. After the tournament, a minor tragedy is revealed. One of the stewards apparently had an incredible sweet tooth and dared to steal a piece of your recently received chocolates. He had a sweet tooth. The chocolates were poisoned. When you ask questions, it turns out that the merchant house which supposedly sent you this present never existed. Someone has tried to kill you, but you don't know who. Oh, that's what... Oh! I'm not going to, because we're not supposed to yet, but that is very interesting. I want to talk to her now that I realized it, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, 10 service. And just, we remain willful. Oh, we get to do some intrigue again. Yay! Intrigue. 2 in ciphering. Right? No. So week 34. 2 and 4 in intelligence. My lady, your father wishes to speak with you. He says it's urgent. I'll be there in a minute. There's someone I have to talk to first. You wait for the maid to leave, then hurry off to rendezvous with your agent. Your Highness, I had a quiet chat with the workers on the cargo ship which carried the poisoned chocolates. It seems someone was bribed to take that passage on board, not in Kigal, but further down the river in Merva. I had a look at the card that came with it and checked it against your correspondence. For a moment, you were mildly annoyed that she somehow managed to get into your personal mail and read it without asking you, but then, that is the sort of thing you hired her for. and the handwriting does bear a certain similarity to a prominent noble. You won't like this. What is it? Dear Aunt Lucille, the Countess of Nyx. What? I can't be certain, and even if she wrote the card, it doesn't mean she's behind the poison, but I'd be careful. If something happens to you, who benefits? Who inherits? My Uncle Laurent, her husband. If you'd like, I could travel to the ducal seat in Merva, see if I can find out more. Yes, fine, go. Maybe this is all a clever trick or a misunderstanding. And Dad wants to talk to me, which is probably more bad news. You find your father standing over a map of the coastline, his face grave. Ships have been sighted on approach from Sandia, not trade ships. This is a war fleet. What? Within a week, they will be in Novan waters. Within 2, they can reach the capital. Then we will fight to defend ourselves. You can try to use treasury funds to hire additional soldiers, but it may be difficult on short notice. Fine, we'll do that. What about Therese? Can we call in any troops from Sedna? Send a message, but even if he agrees, it will take time for his soldiers to mobilize. You will need to draw up a naval strategy for our ships to carry out. You could choose to act as an admiral and lead the fleet in person, but the danger to you would be very great. Unless you think your personal skills will make the difference, I would strongly advise against it. The risk is mine to take. You have your mother's heart. There is one more thing. I hesitate to ask, but an invasion. This is the sort of disaster for which a Lumen's power may be worth the cost. If the fleet could be destroyed before they reached our waters, many lives would be saved. I don't know any magic that could sink a whole fleet. I'll have to talk to my mentor. You find the Duchess of Ursul in her guest quarters. A fleet from Sandia is attacking us. Is it possible to sink them all with magic? Let me take a drink of water. It is easy enough to attack one soldier and one ship as a demonstration, but to obliterate an entire fleet, you would need an immense amount of power spread over a large area, more than any one lumen could control. If you tried to raise that much power yourself, you would die. Not could, would. So it's hopeless. Not necessarily. The most dangerous power of Imperial Nova was that of lumens acting in concert. If the need is great and the will is true, one lumen may choose to give command of her power to another. 3, perhaps 4 people working together might have the strength to destroy a fleet. You, me, and Celine. Will that be enough? It might. Are you willing to take the risk? Such power has its price. Yes. This is what I was born for. I say we do it. Then we will begin the preparations. See, I really hate that unless you find out that Celine is a lumen, you never get told that, when in this situation, it could be helpful. But no. Okay. Now we do ciphering. Ooh. You've unlocked a new outfit. Whoa. Okay. Danger on the high seas. You and your 2 fellow lumens join hands to focus your powers. Your magical training is paid off by allowing you to stage this attempt at a safe distance from the invading vessels of war. Far in the distance, you hear the roar of the ocean you've charmed as it buckles beneath the incoming ships, opening up a maw of void into which they tumble helplessly. Then, as they fall, the water rushes back in around them, washing over decks and pummeling hulls. Even from so far away, you could see the disturbance you have made rippling through the water. Some of the Sandians may survive, but their threat as an invasion has ended. Whew! That was fun. Attend court. And we do some... we'll figure out that first. And then we do some internal affairs. Yeah. Anything interesting? No. No. The magical storms you summoned created giant waves which swept inland as well as out. Damage has been reported along the shoreline from Mozomba to northern Marie. The beaches are now covered with wrack and the bodies of animals, and many fishers and cocklers are missing. Are you blaming me? Of course not. Many more lives would have been lost if the fleet had landed. What worries me is that these reports are increasing even long after the events of the battle. More than that, an observatory in Caloris has seen strange shapes in the sea to the west. Something worse than a simple storm may have been unleashed. Does that mean a sea monster? So that's fun. Okay. 10 court. And for week 37, this is going to be very interesting. I've never had this before, so this is new dialogue for me coming up. Quite frankly, I'm dreading it. I don't want to do this. Let's have a drink of water. Also, hello, Sabine. Okay. I have a great deal of news to report. Everything we suspected was true, and worse. Were you aware that your Aunt Lucille is a lumen? Hi, King. And I'm gonna do it. I want the damn achievement. But I don't want to do it. I thought she might be. That might have been helpful for me to know earlier. I wasn't sure. All the more reason to warn me what to look for. Sorry. I found her journals. They were in code, of course, but no match for my talents. Your aunt intends to take over Nova and rule as an unstoppable mother-daughter lumen team. Charlotte is a lumen? No. Your aunt intends to give her your power, and your crown. Where are the journals? I want to see them. If I had taken them, she would know her secret was exposed. Then there's no proof? Proof is a thing that rarely exists, Your Highness. There is always doubt. If this is true, then she has to be stopped at once, whatever the cost. If it's not true, I would be attacking my own best support, my family. Thank you for your services. Go now, I will deal with this. You now have to decide what to do about the Mervyn Serpent's Nest. Was Uncle Laurent involved in this, or was it all Lucille? And Charlotte, how much did she know? What does the guide say? The guide says, execute the entire family. I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. With a heavy heart, you sign the orders. In the grand hall, your father is waiting for you. Our fears have been realized. A kraken has risen. A kraken? An enormous tentacled sea monster which can drive and surface at will. Which can dive and surface at will, not drive. It is fast, voracious, and apparently unkillable. Any ship that ventures into its range is at risk. This could destroy Nova's shipping. And ocean shipping is really important to our economy. What can we do? Do we just wait and hope it goes away? No. Quite unexpectedly, the priestess strides into the room. What are you doing here? I came to bring the records of the circle, so that you would know what you face. Left alone, the beast will feed until the seas run red, and only then will it sleep. It would cost hundreds of thousands of lives. The single exclamation part? An exclamation mark? There are only 2 ways to end its threat. Lumen spell weaving can freeze a kraken in its tracks, holding it motionless, but only for a short time. If the spell is renewed every moon, giving the beast no time between castings to move freely, it should eventually sleep. How long would that take? Approximately 7 years. Years! But if at any point the spell cast is too weak, or it is not renewed in time, it would break loose. And the treasury would be drained keeping up such a routine. What is the other way? It is well known that eldritch beasts can be driven out by sacrifice. The life force of a lumen or potential lumen on the cusp of adulthood would be the ideal choice. No, you will not take my daughter. You see, Elodie, this is why I told you to reject them. They are all witches. Even without her mother's crystal, she would still have been a potential lumen. Keeping her ignorant would not have kept her safe. A potential lumen because I'm my mother's daughter, which means Charlotte too. I will not allow this. The choice belongs to the queen. Me. And if I hadn't found out about this assassination attempt from Lucille, Elodie would have automatically chosen to sacrifice herself here. But we're sacrificing Charlotte. I don't intend to die or put my domain at risk. There is a better way. My cousin is also a potential lumen. Charlotte? But you two were best friends. That was before her family started trying to kill me and steal my crown. I was going to execute her anyway. This is better. So tie her up and throw her to the Krakens if that's what it takes. Your father still looks shocked, but fails to formulate a coherent protest. I will take care of it. I don't want to do this. Yeah, I'd be fucking depressed too, Elodie. Holy shit. Okay. I am calm. I am collected. I am okay. Okay. Oh. We're moving on from all of that because it's not important this playthrough. But the internal affairs stuff will be important later. But not today. Time has slipped by you so quickly. Only 2 weeks remain before your birthday celebration, and your official coronation as queen. Have you done enough to build a stable nova? It is traditional for the palace to provide entertainment and refreshment for the common people when a new monarch is crowned. It is a rare opportunity for the poor of the land to dine like nobles. The size and scope of any such feast depends on what expense the royal treasury is willing to bear. Roasted meats, cakes, chocolates, wine, enough for everyone, and I can give out commemorative cups and coins. Excuse me. We're going to service again. And I suppose at this point it doesn't exactly matter what we do. So I guess we'll do this. Okay. The castle is buzzing with preparations for your upcoming coronation. Ministers press you with details for your favorite colors and flowers and so on. You are happy to collaborate with the designers to ensure you are shown off to the best possible effect. You are still so young after all. Good design will help a lot in making you look like a queen. Others are more interested in the subject of your marriage. It can't take place until you are of age, of course, and considering all the preparations and the need to recover from the coronation, not for much longer than that. Still, it doesn't stop people from buzzing around full of ideas and suggestions. Because, Elodie is set to marry Talarist from Sedna. We're going to attend court. And we'll have the last 2 classes, as the guide says, in ciphering. Because why not? At this time last year, you were celebrating your 14th birthday. You were in the school garden, surrounded by your friends. A teacher brought you tea and cakes, while a wealthy merchant's son wove a crown of flowers for your head. It didn't matter so much that you were a princess then. Your title was something for the future. Many of your peers would be duchesses or earls or the like someday, but not then. You were children. Your parents could not attend on the actual day, but they did send wonderful gifts, some for you and some for you to share. And a week later, they came for a visit, and your mother took you with her through the countryside in a splendid carriage. It was the last time you would ever see her. You wonder if, wherever she is, she can see you now. You are 15 years old, a legal adult. You have worked and studied and suffered and prepared, and now the time has come. You kneel before the priestess, barely hearing her words as she recites the blessings. She calls upon the gods to deliver peace, wisdom, and prosperity to you, and through you to all of Nova. And then she calls upon you for your oath of rulership. Will you guide and govern and protect your people to the best of your ability, according to law and custom? I will. Will you, to the best of your power, uphold the ideals of love, honor, justice, and mercy? I will. Lords and ladies assembled, I present to you your undoubted queen, who has sworn you her loyalty. You who have come to give homage, will you do the same? One at a time, the head of each duchy approaches your throne and kneels to swear his or her service to you and your heirs. People of Nova, I give you Elodie, daughter of Fidelia, your true sovereign. What say you all? Long live the queen! Long live the queen! Long live the queen! They're not going to be saying that as excitedly in a minute. Thank you, I will. And I'm getting new achievements from this. Okay. Ooh, this is new. Well, no, I married Talarist once. This isn't new for me, but I haven't seen it in a long time. So, drink of water. The following year, Elodie and Talarist were married in a ceremony that threatened to rival her coronation for pomp and splendor. Talarist brought with him a gift of fine white horses and encouraged his young wife to amuse herself while he enjoyed his new place in Novan politics. He was clearly in no hurry to provide an heir to the throne. Once his daughter was secure on her throne, Jalzin returned to his birthplace to focus on his duties as Duke of Caloris. He soon became engaged to the Countess Siren. While with the danger of a rogue lumen weighing on their minds, the squad sent to deal with Lucille, Countess of Nyx, opted to strike quickly and without warning, aiming to eliminate her before she could bring her powers to bear, kill on sight. The massacre was bloody but brief. The entire Mervyn ducal family, plus a number of guards and servants who happened to be in the way, were wiped out, young children included. With no heirs remaining, control of Merva reverted directly to the crown, as it had been before Elodie's mother granted it to her brother. While this was easily accepted by the Novan nobility, the common folk of Merva were not so agreeable. A minor rebellion was soon underway, in which administrative paperwork and tax revenue were constantly misplaced, and accidents befell any official who tried to investigate. Merva was a small province with few resources and a small population. It hardly seemed worth the effort of sending the royal army in to keep order. A balance slowly developed in which the rest of Nova pretended Merva didn't exist and vice versa, and the Mervyns liked it that way. In the dark of night, a young girl, bound and gagged, was carried from the royal dungeons to the docks and loaded onto a ship. There, she was joined by the Lumen Queen and her trusted priestess. Together, they sailed west to the region where the Kraken had last been spotted. The ritual was carried out, and the sea monster was banished. Despite their attempts at secrecy, there were many who had caught some glimpse of Charlotte during her captivity, and some who suspected exactly what had become of her, but you had to be careful who you shared such rumors with. If even that sweet-looking young queen was a blood-drinking lumen witch, how could you trust anyone? The invention of the printing press sparked the beginning of a new age of literacy and knowledge. No longer were books the sole preserve of the noble and the wealthy. Now, information and ideas could be easily passed from one place to another. As the birthplace of this invention, Nova was at the center of a storm of change. Artistry was the watchword of Elodie's reign. She cherished beautiful things and worked to preserve them for generations to come, and thus Elodie's legacy stretched into the future. And that was the ending to get a rebellious province, which is an achievement I did not have. And I am not sure if I'll be streaming this next week. I think this was the last of my pre-chosen guides. I might have one more. But might be a little bit before I have another Long Live the Queen stream while I work out what I want to do next. In any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next stream. Bye!